50% of women that are in marriages have backup partners on the side.
A recent study has come out to say that 50% of women already have a backup partner in mind.
There was a study ran on 1,000 women. 50% of them answered honestly that they had a backup partner in mind.
Happy wife, happy life is the biggest lie that's been told in our generation.
How old are you?
I am almost 30.
So do you think dating is easier for you as you age?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so 50% of women surveyed admitted to having a fallback partner, such as a gym buddy, an ex-boyfriend, like the one that got away.
Keep in mind, no matter what you do, it will never be enough for them. Protect yourself. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
Women have a backup plan for the backup plan for the backup plan. Most women will not break up with a dude or cause a breakup with a dude without having something else that she gonna fall back on.
There was a study done in the UK. I believe it was in 2014. And then it was done again in 2019. It revealed that over 50% of women have a backup plan while still in committed relationships. This means that they have a plan B in case their current relationship fails. Women initiate 70% of the divorces in America. When it comes to college-educated women, this number jumps up to 90%.
It's a real shame, as often there are kids involved in these breakups. I'm married 20 years, and it's not always been easy, but we are loyal to each other. Goes to show you they were never committed to begin with. So much for till death do us part. Any woman who married a man better commitment, or their chances of getting to heaven is almost impossible. Matthew 19:8-9. If women keep a backup plan, then they're never fully invested in the relationship. That's a big reason why their relationships fail. Women never give their all to any man. They aren't worth it, brothers. Stay single and date. Don't commit. They won't. One of the reasons why men don't want to marry. Not only do these women initiate divorce 70% of the time, they have a bunch of side dudes on the side once the divorce is finalized. They also have the audacity to complain about signing a prenup when these men are trying to protect themselves. With statistics like this, every man who's planning on getting married should get a prenup. Like they say, she's never yours. It's just your turn.
What percentage of women do usually have a guy lined up?
I think it depends on, honestly, the reason why you're breaking up and what's been going on.
I feel like if it's something about the guy, they probably have something lined up. But if it's something that they want to work on.
Yeah, always situationships until this relationship, which I just had, which just ended, right? And it ended not because anything went wrong necessarily. It was more so I didn't realize I was putting his needs above my own for so long that I was giving him the right answer always and never thinking about what I actually needed.
She didn't answer the question. But in modern dating, modern women have a lot of men as a backup, and each of them has their purpose. There's the guy on her phone for gas, another guy for free meals, and the other ones are the ones she knows won't take her serious, so she just lets them smash. Once those guys done with her, she tries getting back with the good guys who were treating her right. The percentage is getting higher. Right now, it's above 50%. Even women in marriages are indulging in this activity. So much for the vows, huh?
I dress cute. I smile at him. I even winked at him 2 times. You winked at him? And all I get back is one fake smile.
You need help. If you're in a relationship, should you really have a backup plan? There is new research that shows half of all women have a guy on the back burner just in case things go wrong in their current relationship. Physician and national mindful living expert Dr. Romy Mushtaq is here to talk more about that. Dr. Romy, seriously?
Good morning, Tom. I know, and
Come on, this sounds positively guy,
doesn't it? And I have to sit here and defend all of us women, but this is the latest psychology research. I was just as shocked reading this data. More than half of women who are married
Happily married women are doing this?
have a backup plan. And what is a backup plan? It means you have someone on the back burner.
So a specific person they've identified.
A person that they've identified, and in most cases it was either an ex-boyfriend or an old friend who never made it to the dating category.
Get out of town.
Unfortunately, yes. And the problem is social media has just made it too easy to have such a type of behavior.
Right, so I know you're here to say, though,
yes,
watch out, because this is anything but good.
It is, I agree. You know, mindset matters in relationships, Tom, and I tour the country teaching psychologists mindful living and how to apply it to relationships. And what is your mindset telling us if you have a back burner? It's telling us we don't know how to communicate well in a relationship, or when the going gets tough, instead of maybe learning important skills from a professional on how to cope with all the ups and downs that always happen in a marriage, we're saying it's okay to run away.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is that shows just a total lack of commitment.
I agree. Well, I don't know if it's a lack of commitment, or is it that people haven't learned the appropriate coping skills. You know, it's a direct projection of how we feel about ourselves if we're not comfortable in a relationship and wanting to run away. We have to be comfortable with the relationship first with ourselves, and if there's a problem in the marriage, there's no shame in getting help from a licensed professional, Tom.
Women, your games are being revealed. Stay woke, kings. I've had more married women hit on me than single, and it's only when I'm in a relationship do they come around. It's like they smell happiness. They're not even subtle about it anymore. They build this relationship right in front of you and say it isn't cheating. Usually the backup plan never takes her seriously, and she come running back to the ex. Stay single and focus on yourself. You can still enjoy life without being in a relationship. They only bring one thing to the table. We have life insurance. The only way out of marriage with me is to kick the bucket. These women are insane. No wonder men don't trust women anymore. American women are proving every day that they have less and less value as a significant other. I got to say at least 50% of them were honest when this study was being conducted. That's not something you see every day. But having a backup man means that there's no commitment, trust, or loyalty. If your woman leave you for a backup guy, she wasn't worth having in the first place. What's being promoted is sneaky links, having multiple partners and cheating. What is the point of walking down the aisle if you have no intentions of sticking to the vows and try to make the relationship? This is only making men not want to get married even more. Again, if other men can have her, she just wasn't yours. Cheap products attract lots of customers after all.
Even if a girl's in a committed relationship, she already knows who can follow in case you do it wrong. She has a backup plan.
No.
She's got a bench. Kim.
A roster.
Kim, I know you're with Eddie, and obviously it's awkward if you admit it, but you know there's somebody there that could potentially come at you.
Look, boy, si Eddie me deja, me convierto en monja.
Entonces Eddie the Virgin te va a querer más.
That's facts.
A gal, your girlfriend or wife, can take your gifts, go on a romantic getaway weekend 1 week, and then the next week tell you that it's over. And 9 out of 10 times, she already has another dude on deck, like a sleeper cell just waiting to be activated. Oh yeah, and 80% of all affairs happen in the workplace. Just a quick reminder.
Broke up with me after the house renovations were done, right before our non-refundable vacation. Bragged about the dudes hitting her up, then tried to come back. Nah, I had her replaced within 2 weeks. Everyone is replaceable. Enjoy life. Just remember, you're only the best option until the better option comes along. Right. My ex used me to pay for Christmas gift for her family because she was broke. January 1st, moved in with an ugly co-worker.
Hey Kings, just a reminder not to take it too seriously with some of these women. Research shows that 50% of them already have a backup partner in mind, by the way. Just looking out.
How old are you?
I am almost 30.
So do you think dating is easier for you as you age?
Absolutely not.
Why?
The dating pool is a lot smaller, and or there's a lot more baggage to be a part of this.
So you see why men go for younger women then?
Absolutely. I mean, I get it. But I'm not a younger woman, so you get what you get.
How long did it take you to realize that, though?
How long did it take me to realize that? I'm an independent woman. I don't give a shit either way.
Okay, so do you think a man wants a masculine or a feminine woman?
I don't think it matters what he wants. I'm going to be who I am, and he can take it or leave it.
Once again, the wall is undefeated. I really wonder what they mean when claiming to be an independent woman. Do they ever think maybe it's what's keeping them single? Women claiming to be independent usually makes that their personality and as a result keeps the men away from them. It's sad because she's 38 and still spouting that nonsense. The one thing she understands is that men don't want to deal with the baggages she's bringing. Maybe if she changes the way she talks and be willing to improve on her character, she might just get somebody.
A recent study has come out to say that 50% of women already have a backup partner in mind. This was published by the Daily Mail, and these partners could include either a gym buddy or an ex-boyfriend. 110 of these women have said that their plan Bs have already professed their love to them, while 45% say that they've made these connections while in their current relationship and that they like both men equally.
If you were in a relationship, should you really have a backup plan? There is new research that shows half of all women have a guy on the back burner just in case things go wrong in their current relationship.
A lot of men already have known this for a long time, and of course not every woman does this, but for the woman that never has had time between one relationship to the next, like she breaks up with a boyfriend and then she has a boyfriend in a week, yeah, she probably had him on the back burner. And men have a problem with this because it feels a little disloyal. Or at the very least, part of why she can't stay long-term within a relationship is that she's always viewing the grass is greener. So men don't want to end up in a long-term relationship in a woman that sees life this way. But how do men avoid a woman like this? Men, this is where you want to find out some specific information about a woman that you're talking to before you start dating her, such as how long has she been single, and has she ever been really single for a long period of time in between relationships? This is so important because not only does that indicate that she doesn't keep men on the back burner when she's in a current relationship, but it's also an indicator that that woman can be happy alone. She doesn't need a relationship to be happy.
My wife of 27 years, we are separated now 2 years. At that time, I caught her emotionally involved with her so-called friend. It is disloyal. Been single for 3 years and not looking to date or anything in that nature. Just my dog, family, music, work, cars and fishing for me. I have been in friend zone all the time, so I just give up on finding someone. After 3 years of dating, 2 months being engaged, my ex-fiancé had a new BF in 2 weeks. They're still together nearly 2 years later. It hurts sometimes. Yup, I just end a 6 years marriage because she already had a boyfriend month and a half before. I often wonder if I should tell my son to just stay single forever, as I'm worried he won't get anywhere near as lucky as I did. I can believe this. I caught my wife texting her ex-BF, even though we had been together for 9 years at that point. Crazy. Well, that is true. Men have known about this for a very long time. It only made the news because the number are skyrocketing, and it's only getting worse. In these relationships, the main thing that's lacking is trust. Trust is a big component when it comes to dating or even marriage. Having multiple men on standby is disloyal and just disrespectful. For a man, it's like being stabbed in the heart directly. No man wants a woman that other men have access to. It just seems like being single is the best route to go for most men.
A woman always keep her side piece just in case you mess up. When she want to go out with her friends one night, you already know she finna meet that man. While you sitting at home watching the kid, she out there getting it on. And guess what? You may get put out next week though.
Jimmy. Well, because I was bullied in elementary school. One time I just saw this lady doing...
That was so mean. He just told me such a deep thing. I just next it so hard.
This is one of these issues that men experience and have been trying to explain to people, but no one's taking them seriously. Men have been trying to tell us, hey, we want to open up, but oftentimes when we do, you laugh at us and make us regret doing it. And the reaction I often see from women is, no, we don't. We don't do that. That's stupid. Every woman I know is extremely empathetic, and we would not do that. And that's simply not true. Not only are we very guilty of laughing in the faces of men who try to open up to us, when confronted with the reality of how mean it is, we laugh about that too.
That was so mean.
Now, of course, she's allowed to press the next button at any time she wants. That's the point of the show. It's the fact that she admitted she did it because he opened up about something. And I think it's really easy for us to sit back objectively and say, well, dude clearly dodged a bullet. But in reality, what's actually going to happen is that man is going to leave there with a reinforced societal idea that men are to be stoic at all times. And you have to repress anything that's icky or bad, or else you are a failure and you deserve to be rejected harshly. Now, of course, women do not owe men dates or their emotional labor, but what I am saying is that if you are a woman entering dating spaces, as she clearly was, you should do so with the expectation that men do come with complex emotions and histories, and they deserve to express their feelings about them. And if you can't handle that, might I strongly recommend male escorts, romance novels, or cats, because long-term dating is not for you.
I told my ex-fiancée something once. Then I overheard her girls laughing about it a week later. Never again. It's a catch-22. Be vulnerable, and they use that against you. Be stoic, and they say emotionally unavailable. I don't bother playing that game. Almost every woman I've ever known, including my mum, has done this or brushed it off with insults and/or attempts to emasculate me. Anytime I've been vulnerable about being hurt, the woman will be so sorry that happened, and suddenly I'm comforting them, thus never being comforted. Watching that made me viscerally angry. For her to just cut him off and then laugh about it like it was a joke. That's inhumane. I really wonder what's funny about this. But this is why, as a man, it is not wise to share your personal life stories with women. Because women do not care about it. They do not care about men's struggles. A lot of times when men share something deep with their spouses or significant other, it's just weaponized against them. As a man, you're expected to be a man at all times, even though you could be hurting. You just can never win. If you don't open up, they say you're emotionally unavailable. And if you do, it's used against you. Be wise.
Modern day dating sucks, and I'm going to tell you exactly why, okay? You would not believe how many women reach out to me and say, oh, the modern day dating pool is awful. All of the men I'm dating are terrible. Where do I find the good men? Like, where are the good men at? I'm tired of dating shitty guys. Well, here's where the good men are, okay? The good men, you're not going to find them on the dating apps. You're not going to find them at the clubs and the bars. These are the guys who are staying at home. They're the ones going to the grocery store. They're the ones going to the gym. They're the ones with tight circles now who have probably removed themselves from the dating pool. And why have these good men removed themselves from the dating pool? Well, unfortunately, chances are it's because women, when you dated that shitty guy, you may have adopted some traumas. And then when you dated that good guy, you didn't know how to treat him right, how to respect him, how to deal with a good guy. And you pass those traumas along to this good guy. And this good guy may have gotten hurt. And what have the good men done? They've just removed themselves from the dating pool entirely. They've tightened their circles. They've figured out how to be comfortable with themselves. And they're not looking for anyone anymore. They're the ones who are at home on the weekends. They're the ones who are at the gym and just living their own quiet life. And that is why modern day dating has become so difficult, because the women are looking for the good men, but the good men have been hurt and removed themselves from the dating pool. And now you're stuck with the single men who are menaces, who are not looking to be good men because they know they can just keep running this cycle of treating women poorly and then moving on to the next woman and treating women poorly. And unfortunately, that is the debacle of the modern day dating sphere and why it's become so difficult.
That is correct. The toxicity of the current dating scene has done some severe damage to us all. It's just become super hard for the good women and the good men to date. Dating apps are just waste of time because most people are just on there for validation or an ego boost. A lot of men have walked away because they believe love wasn't meant for them. Now it's all about their peace, happiness. They're only focusing on things they enjoy, not things that causes a disturbance in their lives.
Why do men cheat on 10s with 2s?
Because sometimes 2s are a lot of fun.
Well, I'm gonna go cry.
The real question is, why are 3s asking this question?